everyone, it's Kay from the Paper Shed. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for popping on and joining me again today. We are back with the hashtag ABC April 2025. We're on day 26, which is our last Saturday, and the letter is W. Our prompts were washi, watercolour, writing spots, and I've added wax seals, which is what I'm going to be doing today. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my stuff ready and I'm going to come back. See you in a minute. Okay, so I think I'm ready. First of all, I haven't done this very often. I bought this kit months and months ago, maybe even 2.5 years ago. And I have dabbled a little bit. I only really had one wax seal, which was my initial. And it was just for packaging when I used to sell on Etsy. And I haven't really used it in my junk journals. But I do see quite a few people who do it. And they do look absolutely stunning. So I thought I'd give it a go. Now, this set was separate with this. And then I've bought a few ones off of Temu. Two that came with the handles. And then you can buy them without the handle on and just buy these. And then they just screw off. And you just screw them on. And I think it's sort of universal, that. They don't come in different size screw heads. I don't think they do anyway. So all the ones that I've got actually fit any of these. As I said, I've tried it before and it's not really been with great success because this isn't actually wax. This is like a plastic. The only good thing about it is that if you do ones that you don't particularly like, especially if you don't mix the colours, because I have done that in the past. I've mixed colours just because there's certain ones that I probably wouldn't use in there. So I've mixed different colours just to create different things. But you could literally just break them up like so. Actually, that was quite a good one. Sorry. And you just literally just leave it in there. Now, I've never really got the hang of how many cubes you need or pellets that you need to go in there to create a decent one. I bought this off Temu along with a little silicone spatula just for cleaning out of there. And I've got a little, it's a sewing thing really. It's a sewing to hold your material when you sew. And I just use that when I'm mixing colours just to give me something to mix with. You can use your spatula. You've got a what's it end on there and a spoon on the other side. And you just need a few tissues and that's probably it. You're good to go. So what I'm going to do is, I'm sure that I was putting 5 in before. So I think I'm just going to just go for it and just do certain ones. So I've got a couple of nice, so I've got, oh, that's a different colour. That's out of there. So 4. So I'm going to put 5 in. And this has been on there a while now, so it shouldn't take too long to melt down. Okay, so I've got 2 little pots, which I think I'll do one and then. That's the only thing I don't like about these ones is they're not actual wax. But then I suppose you couldn't really use the wax in your journals purely because it just wouldn't really be sustainable because it would crack. So I suppose for that purpose, this is ideal for junk journaling. Yeah, I don't want to get that everywhere. And you do have to be fairly quick with your decisions, which is really bad for me. So I only really do this round one. I don't really dabble with anything else. So what I'm going to do, this is the other thing, is that it's the scooper thing is on the wrong side for me. So I'm going to shove all that in there. You sort of want it in the middle. I'm going to pop that one on. And I'm going to stick some bits in to get going. And hope for the best. While I sort of just diggle this around a bit. Make sure that it sort of fills that area. And then I'm going to pop my new one in there. I quite liked this one. It was really nice. Sort of an envelope with a little rose on. And I bought it because I wanted. We're doing in our Facebook group, which is Junk Journal Fix with Sunflower and Doors. Yeah, you need to be careful with these because they stay hot for quite a while. That should be okay to move now. No, it's not perfect. It's quite thin in some areas, but it's quite nice. I quite like that. That's beautiful. Really pretty. So this is the one that I got. This is a recent purchase from Temu. It wasn't expensive. I just bought the actual head itself, and I absolutely love it. And I got them because we're doing a new event for May, which is the White Rose Detective Agency Chapter 2. And I wanted to see if I could get some white ones out of that for my journal, which I'm quite happy to do. Sort of smoking a little bit. Maybe setting. Oh, that's because it's spilt. Anyhow, let's just do that. Just going to pour it in the middle this time and hope for the best. Let me just get as much of that out as possible. Okay, I'll get my next one on to heat up. So I'm just going to wiggle that to the ends. You don't have to be overly quick, but obviously you can't take ages. And then I'll do my initial. And then what you really want to do is you want to try and get it as in the middle as possible so that you get an even circle around. Now, I can never manage to do it. But I don't suppose it really matters, I mean, in the olden days when they used to actually use wax and wax seals, they never really, it was never perfect. You didn't have all of this sort of equipment to do it with. So I'm just suspecting that, that would be fine. I really like that. That's beautiful. I'm going to take that off and pop this oval one on. Now, I haven't got an oval in here. Yeah, I think it might fit in the middle there. Well, I'm going to do that one first. So we're just really having a play. I mean, for the beginning, it's this event itself was sort of established through having lots of beginners joining the groups. So it was sort of beginner friendly led, and I sort of just wanted to show you that this is quite an easy thing to do. It's quite enjoyable and relaxing, and what you get is what you get. Let me just like that. Yeah, now I know why I've stopped using this. It's because I broke the handle on it, and it's hard to clean out because the handle. So we won't use that again. We're just going to have to go one at a time. So this one I think is done. We've left it quite a bit of time. And there we have that one. I like that. It's pretty cool. They are pretty good actually. We've done this one, haven't we? I'm going to want to use that. Yeah, see, it does come off of this pretty easy if you let it dry. As I say, it's very plasticky, so it's so I'm going to do the tree next. So I'll do one of everything. Yeah, definitely works better, this spoon, in a bigger melting pot. So I'm just going to move that about, try and get it as sort of circular as possible, although like I said, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm just going to get my tree and go in the middle again. And push that in. So you do have to be extremely careful because it is very, very hot. And that's broken, so I'm going to put it in the bin because it's not worth the burn. That's quite good. Need to get that. What colour shall we do that oval? See, even though it's you know, not completely round, I actually quite like it for that. I think it looks more realistic than trying to get it round. And to be honest, you can do it on this. Before I had this silicone mat, I used to use this. So we'll do the next one on that. What have we got? I'm going to do a white one because I want to see if I can get some nice white rose ones for my project. So I'm burning 5 pellets at a time to achieve this look. That I'm just need some more tissue. So we'll do the next one on here because it's an oval anyway, so it isn't really any good for a circle or one of those. And then literally just pour it in the middle. Get as much out as you can. Okay. Pop that over there while we do this. And then this one, oh, might need a bigger amount actually. Let's try it. What can it hurt? Maybe not. Let's try it. There we go. Oh, that's really pretty. I don't know whether you can see on there. And we're just going to ease that up. Oh, look at it. Now, I probably would do that again, only because that's gorgeous. It's completely off centre, so I probably would actually do that again. So I'll do that again in a sec. But what I wanted to do was see if we could do it on an envelope. So I have an envelope here. So I'm going to do a red one. And I think with the oval one next time, we'll try and actually make it an oval. That might help. Let's just see. So we have to pretend that it's down. And years ago, they used to put like a tie in it, didn't they? Something like that. You'd need a glue dot, wouldn't you, to go over it, I think. Yeah. I'm going to try it. Let's give it a go. That's pretty good. Okay, that's all it needed. So I'm going to go ahead and pour in the middle. So this is how they would have done it years ago. They would have literally just poured it. I think I've made a mistake with that thing. And then they would have literally just Yeah, it's not going to work, is it? Put the mark in the middle. Like so. That's actually quite cool. I shouldn't have put that thing in the middle to have held that piece down, but if we just chop that off. That's super cool, actually. I love that. So I'm wondering if it would work on this sort of thing. They've got this little vellum pocket. So just be mindful that it's that metal bit there is really hot. Let me just take that off there as well. That's it. And then let's do a gold one, and I can use this up. Probably be too big, do you think? Yeah, not sure. Yeah, I think it's probably a bit too big, so I'm going to put a little bit in. So I think if I was to put that in, I won't do it on this one, but if I was to put that in again, I would literally just use just a piece of double-sided tape. Okay. So we've got that nice, luxurious gold going on there. So what I'll do is I'm just going to pour a smaller amount over the top of that onto there. I'm going to need to pop that on there for now. And then I'm just going to pop that on. Oh, I think it's gone underneath. That's cute though. Yeah, it's gone underneath inside because the envelope was open. But that's quite cute. I quite like that. So I think as a decoration that would work. Okay, so I just need to stick in maybe another one or two in there just to get that started. And then we'll do a gold one of this oval shape. Because I don't know if you could cut around that just to use the middle bit. That might be an idea. I have done that before. Actually, we're not losing anything by doing it now. So if you just really just cut around the edge. Because all this can be reused. All these bits that you're going to be cutting off can actually be reused, remelted down. And then I think if you get your sander, you can actually just make it rounder. I'd keep a disc specifically for this though, but it is working. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Just a bit too big on this end here. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, I think that works. Just cut around it and file that. That would work. But you can reuse this white, so I'm just going to put those bits in that white bit there. I'm just going to make sure that that's mixed up. Left a little bit of red in there, but that'll just enhance the gold a little bit. Okay, so we want to make sure that this is in an oval sort of shape, don't we? So we want it sort of ovally. Yes. Get as much out as you can. Okay. Stick that back on the silicone mat. I mean, I suppose you could always make it a bit more oval. Okay. And then get that in. Yeah, I'm still off centre. So it's not as easy as it looks. But I do think, well, you know, I think with this, you're not really striving for perfection, are you? Because they're not perfect in any way, really. As you can tell when we do it on the envelopes. You know, they're not meant to be absolutely perfect. Oh, I do like it though. And then that will just pop off there when it's cooled enough. Oh, look at it. It's just so pretty. So I'm quite liking that. I think that's quite a nice effort. I'd want to do I'm going to do one more of these, and then I want to do another white one of these so that I've got a full one. So I'm just going to do one more. Let's do the white one first because we've got these bits to go in, haven't we? Okay, I think that's done. So that one's ready. And I think I'm going to do this one without the mould. And this one really needs to be sort of square, doesn't it? So I'm just going to sort of get that into sort of shape. And then I'm just going to pop that into there. And push that in. Yeah, see, I'm not keen on this bubble that you get here and here, but I suppose it adds to it. It adds to it, I suppose. Should we try another envelope? Yeah, I didn't push that one in. It works. I'll just wait for that to dry. And then I think we'll do another envelope. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal it. And then I'll fold that down. And we'll do one with that. So what shall we do? Shall we do... Let's do a black one. And then you can really see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think with this, you're probably better off just having a day where you just make several up. Because I wouldn't go to all this much trouble just for one wax seal, but I would actually do them. I'll get some black card and show you at the end so that you can see them all properly with having so many white ones. And then we'll just do this one again. And I think, which one shall we do? We haven't done a K, have we? Have we done a K? I think we did actually that one, didn't we? I'll do a K. So if you struggle to clean it out, because I mean you do have to be careful, it is very, very hot. Even for a while afterwards, this little pot here, the handle on, it stays hot quite a long time. So even though the wax has dried, the actual right up to the handle bit is actually quite quite hot, so you do have to be extremely careful. So I'm just going to tip it onto there. And then I'm not going to do too much. Just need to just take that from the bottom. I mean, the heat just coming from that is mega. And then I'm just going to get my K. Get it the right way around because it's going onto something. And I'm just going to press that into there. And then you can take it out. Oh, I like it. Isn't that cute? It's not even in the middle, but I like it. But I did manage on this one to peel it back up. Because it was on the back, it peeled up quite nicely off this vellum. So it's usable. I mean, that's quite nice. I mean, I can use it as a pocket still, and that will stay on there. I'm quite happy with that. So we'll see if we can lift that up. It's not cool enough yet. So let's do a black rose. But I think I'm going to try doing it in the circle this time. Okay. Leave that over there, just so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it in the circle. You probably don't need to get all of it out, to be honest. So I do actually think placement is everything. So I'm going to get it out to the edges as best I can. And then I'm just going to pop that inside there. So just take that out. I think that worked better. Well, a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there because I think that we have done what we can, really. Or, you know, you get the gist of how you go on with it. Okay, so here's the end result. I'm quite happy with them. It's yeah, I love the way that came out. I absolutely love that. And I bet you could actually take that off. Maybe not. But that would be nice. I would just split the top and use that as a standalone piece. Yeah, I like that. I think it's come out quite nice. It actually looks like a poppy, doesn't it? With that black in the middle. And then we've got this one, which went underneath because it wasn't taped down. But I managed to peel it off the vellum. So it's actually an open pocket, which I would use that, I think. You know, it's not perfect by any means, but I think I would use that. And then we did this one, which unfortunately wasn't in the middle. And I'll just show you how that peels. If you just do it steadily and just peel it back. Oh, I stuck this one down, didn't I? Hang on, let's just take that up. There we go. So it does actually come up. It's left a bit of residue on there, but that doesn't bother me. I would probably decorate it anyway. So I'm quite happy with that. I think that would work, and I would probably use that effect in some projects, if not, you know, for different things, because I think it's quite cool. So I'm quite happy with that one. And then the only one that I need to show you on there is this. This is the one that we did in the circle of the rose, which I'm quite chuffed with that one. I think that one's quite nice. And then you've got all of these. So we've got the Tree of Life here in the green. We've got 2 of my initials there, which we did in silver. I don't think we did that one actually, did we? And then we've got these oval white ones and the envelope ones, and I'm quite happy with them. So what would I do differently? I don't really think there's much that you can do. It's just a case of getting it out, having a bit of a play, do a bit of a mass make, and stash them. Because I think to get everything out and have the cleaning process and the mess, I think is just it's just not worth it for one. So that would be my only thought behind it. Really, is to do it on a mass make, do all your colours and just stash them. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.